Some tips for good soldering. Start with clean parts. Part must be free from all contamination like oil, oxidation, etc. Use a temperature of 750 to 800 degrees Fahrenheit for most soldering jobs. Maintain a clean tip. It's always best to heat the parts instead of the solder. Once the parts that are going to be soldered are hot using the soldering iron, they should be able to melt the solder which is going to be applied in the opposite side of the soldering iron. And after the solder flows on the parts, make sure you do not move the parts until the solder solidifies. How to use the Hakko FX888D soldering station. When you first turn on the soldering station, it defaults to 750 degrees Fahrenheit setting, which is the third program mode. If you need to change it to any other setting, you can push the up button, which allows you to cycle through the 5 different programmed modes. And those settings are 600 degrees, 700 degrees, 750 degrees, 800 degrees, and 850 degrees. If you're not going to use the iron for some time, meaning anything longer than 5 minutes, please turn it off in order to preserve tip life. And also when you get back to your work, you would continue to have soldering iron with a clean tip. Otherwise, you will end up having to spend some time cleaning the tip. Here is a map of the workshop. It basically gives you a layout of where things are, and you can use this area to identify or find components and tools. Before you leave the lab, clean your workbench. All wire strippings, soldering pieces, flux droppings, or any extra pieces on the desk or the workbench should be clean. And all tools except those that you found in the drawer should be returned to their respective bins. Don't forget to turn off the soldering station. And finally, turn off all other equipment, power supply, oscilloscope, or digital multimeter that you may have turned on for use. Again, these rules are very important. That way, when you come back to use the lab again, or your other classmates come back to use the workbenches, they will find them exactly the way you found it when you came to use it. All right, now you go ahead and have fun making interesting things. Thank you.